I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Male-centered women are dangerous as hell. A male-centered woman will put your life at risk, her life at risk, everyone around her for the approval of a man. The male species, listen. If you find that you are around a male-centered woman, you need to leave immediately. And if you find that you are a male-centered woman, can you unlearn some of that misogyny before you fuck around and get one of us killed? Girl.
Hey, my rich babes. How are y'all? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I don't know if you've seen any changes to this channel, but I decided to rename this channel A Rich Girls Glow Up because we're discussing topics that are giving us thought-provoking conversations and allowing us to be free and express ourselves the way we need to, and also allow us to be on this journey to glow up, to learn from different lessons, and to be able to take advice that applies to us, and if it doesn't, then let it fly, right? So today we're going to be talking about women who center men and how it can be extremely dangerous to be friends or to be around other women that really center men in their life. So I'm going to talk to you guys at the end of this video. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel, y'all. So I will see you guys at the end. Enjoy. Please make sure that you comment down below. I always read and reply to most comments. Let's go.
I am a girl's girl through and through, and I have been looking for a best friend for like the past.
Okay, I don't know who this young lady is, but I had a chance to watch your entire video, and you seem like the sweetest girl ever, honestly, and you're so pretty. However, I gotta be honest with you, okay? This might hurt, but it's gonna help you. The reason why it's hard for you to find friends, like female friends, as well as sustain those friendships is because a lot of women are male identified. Yep, I said it. And you're gonna notice this as you get older. When those friends that you have get into a relationship, or if a man starts giving them attention, pay very close attention to that. Because sometimes what happens is that their personality, their entire existence and livelihood is going to be centered around that very man. And when that happens, you go from being a friend to a placeholder very quickly. I couldn't snap my finger, that was really awkward. But anyways, you go from being a friend to a placeholder. And when you're a placeholder, that girl is only gonna come to you, and she's only gonna wanna see you and hang out with you whenever there is drama, toxicity, and turmoil currently occurring in that relationship. You will be a therapist, you will be the comforter, and it's gonna happen repetitively. And if you find that it's happening on a repetitive basis, you need to take a step back and really analyze and assess where your friendship stands. And it's sad because I've had to do this with a few girlfriends, and it hurts knowing that you were only there just to be the therapist, nothing more. Just, I need you because my man and I are having issues. I don't know what to do. I can't find solutions, blah, 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 blah. And it becomes so repetitive to the point where it's really going to start to mess with you emotionally, and you're going to feel exhausted and depleted. And when that happens, like I said, that's where you need to assess where your friendship stands. And something I've noticed about male identified women who constantly feel the need to hyperfixate themselves around the concept of marriage, the concept of being with a man, or just men, period, I find that when they center those men, they have no time and they don't have the capacity to be able to center themselves. And what happens is that when they center those men, their lives are chaotic. It is filled with drama, it is just traumatic, and it's always resulting in turmoil. Like there's no middle ground and there's no peace. And mind you, I'm coming from a very observational perspective, and I'm also coming to you from experience. Women who center men, they don't know how to center themselves. Whereas women who do center themselves and remove themselves from the outcome of marriage, being a mom, and focus on other outlets where they can prioritize themselves, those women are so at peace. They are so at peace. They are able to find other outlets where they can not only center themselves, but also find opportunities to connect with other women who are also decentering men. And that's where you need to start vetting. Okay. I know there's a lot of advice on social media that talks about, oh, well, you know, you got to vet this man. You got to ask him these questions, whoop de whoop, blah, 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 blah. But what's missing is that you also need to apply that same vetting energy into your friendships. And in moments like this, I become very grateful because I have a couple of girlfriends who have completely decentered men. And I got to tell you, nothing feels more liberating and peaceful than being able to hang out with your girlfriend, sit down and talk about things that do not involve what a man did, what a man said, and just putting him on a pedestal to the point where that's all that you can talk about. We talk about goals, we talk about hobbies, we talk about where we want to see ourselves and things that we've undergone and the lessons that we've learned. And we can just go out and say, you know what, let's do this, or let's try something new, right? It just feels so good to have that. And I find that as a woman, when you center yourself, okay, that's when men want you. I mean, the real ones, you know what I'm saying? That's when they really want you, because they're like, oh snap, she's not putting me on a pedestal. She ain't chasing me around. She ain't acting all crazy, hoop-de-hoop-ha. She's got some good things going for herself. Like, let me chase her, you know? Because that's what they're supposed to do. Men are hunters by nature, okay? So baby girl, I've been in your shoes, and just know that it gets better, but there needs to be awareness, and there also needs to be a vetting process, okay? Because like I said, you always vet the men, but you don't vet the homegirls that you just met, right? So just kind of sit back, ask questions, and just kind of get an understanding of who these women are before you fully give yourself to the idea of a friendship, okay? And the good news is that just from what I'm seeing on social media and just from conversations that I've had with other women, women are also waking up and have realized that, look, me centering myself around this guy, me trying to find a husband, like, I need to just step the hell back and just focus on myself. And then that's when everything's going to fall into place. And that is something, girl, that I think you need to do. Take a step back and it'll all fall into place. Center yourself and let things happen organically. Okay?
Maybe this makes me not a girl's girl, but one thing about me is I cannot be friends with male-centered girls. If we're friends and our hangouts are just centered around us just talking about men, respectfully, I can't do it. Spray, spray, spray. If we're out at the bar, the club, whatever, and your mood and whether we had a good time or not is determined by how many men talked to you that night or if men came up to you, whatever, it's not gonna work, babe. If you're continuously putting yourself in harm's way or just like compromising situations to go be with men or whatever, I don't think that's like quirky or it's like it's for the plot. I think that's like behavior that you might want to look into, to be honest. Because I just think if you're out with your girls and you're just like running off to go be with some random man that like you just met, not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're literally putting your girls in danger. And something else that I will just like always stand by is there is absolutely no reason for you to get a boyfriend and just like ditch your friends. So I've been with my boyfriend for almost 7 years now, and there is not a single friend who will tell you, yeah, like Beyonce just like ditched us. She started hanging out with me less as soon as she got her boyfriend. Because respectfully, you need your girls. You need friendship. Your boyfriend cannot be like the sole thing, the sole person in your life. I will say it is a totally different situation though if it's like it was a toxic friendship and your boyfriend helped you realize that like you're in a toxic situation with your friends. That's different. Kudos to him. Good for you. But otherwise, think about it, babes. But just in general, I just feel like you should want more out of your friendships and just like getting together just to like center men and talk about men and think about how to get men. I just feel like there is just way more to life than that. And I simply will just never be able to trust you because I know you thrive off the validation of men. So what will you say about me or what will you do to get that validation? I don't want to be there to find out. So I don't know about you guys, but I simply just cannot be friends with a girl who just like centers men. I can't do it.
I can't be friends with women who are boy crazy and obsessed with male attention.
Okay, no, but can we
we talk about this one? Because no offense if the shoe fits, but women who are boy crazy are a liability, and quite frankly, they not your friends for real. Women who prioritize male acceptance and validation over everything will do quite literally anything to get it, including throwing you, their friend, under the bus, trying to embarrass you to make them look better, and in worst case scenarios, putting you and your safety at risk, for example, leaving you alone at a party to go be with a guy. Not to mention, their only contribution to their friendship is them talking about guys relentlessly, and usually being extremely self-centered because all they want to talk about is the guys you're talking to and the problems that come with it. Unfortunately, these women find their identity in their proximity to males, and it's sad to see and be around. But as sad as it may be to see, that ain't my problem to fix, okay? I make sure to steer clear of women who are very much boy crazy, because the character Cassie isn't just on a TV show, she's in real life too, okay?
I have a male-centered acquaintance, and I won't even call her a friend because every time we get to the point of almost being friends, she'll either get a boyfriend or start a talking stage with some guy and just completely disappear off the face of the earth. And then when she breaks up with that guy, she pops right back in. She's inviting me out to drinks. She wants to go out all the time. She's like, let's go do something. And so I'll give in and say, okay, let's see if she's changed this time around. So I'll go out. And then the entire time I can just see she's looking to find a guy. She's just waiting to lock eyes with some guy. Like everything she does is about getting the next man. It's so crazy. So the last person she started dating, she disappeared for like a year and a half or so. And then I don't know if he ended up like cheating or what he did, but they broke up. And it was almost immediately. It was like the week of the breakup. She all of a sudden is inviting me out multiple days in a row. So I was like, this is so weird because I haven't heard from you. So then I go and look like on her social media, and lo and behold, they broke up. So I'm just like, I'm not that friend that you're going to keep just hanging in the balance until you're ready to be friends for real. So I did eventually cut her off. And this was quite recent, but it's just like, so I cannot be friends with male-centered women. And it's not a problem to want male attention, but it's when you start putting that above your friends, your career, your own livelihood. Like everything you do has to involve getting a man or keeping whatever man you have.
A lot of women are centering men because they don't have a rich inner life. Like, get a hobby and then you'll stop being boy crazy.
Sometimes when I deal with a really male-centered woman, I just want to shake her and be like, they hate you too, girl. They hate you more than me.
She has to have men decentered from her life, because
the moment you decide to decenter men from your life, your livelihood, your personality, and your entire existence will mark the moment that you are introduced to a new level in your life called the divine feminine. The divine feminine allows you to center yourself. It allows you to connect with parts of yourself that you've had to suppress during that time when you were male identified and male centered. Because if there's one thing I've noticed about male centered women, one, they're not connected to themselves authentically. They're not able to show up as themselves authentically because they are too busy trying to uphold and maintain an image that is not theirs. So in that way, hopefully that man that they're upholding and centering will pick them. And as a result, it prevents them from being able to connect with other women to maintain and sustain those relationships with those other women. There's a block on their heart. There's a block on their mind because they're not allowing themselves to thrive and to just be in their divine feminine energy, because they're going according to what divine feminine energy means to a man. And if you're going to learn about divine feminine energy, why would you go to a man when you could go to the source? To the people that hold and have that source and that portal within them. That being women. It's just mind-boggling to me. And don't get me started with these femininity coaches that are giving you advice that is coming from a place of them centering a man and how you can get a man to be obsessed with you, how to get a man to chase you. That is so counterproductive, and it is so backwards. And the fact that there are women who are willing to pay for those courses is absolute blasphemy. I will never understand it, and I will never play into that. Femininity should not come at a cost. Femininity should be defined on your own. It allows women to define their femininity in their own unique ways, as opposed to following what they're supposed to believe, if you get what I'm saying. Femininity allows us to nurture ourselves. It allows us to connect with our inner child and things that we loved growing up as a child, because it brings us joy. It brings us happiness. It evokes feelings of abundance, and where we can just not only love ourselves authentically, but it also allows us to love things that are negative and that we've been conditioned to not love about ourselves. And since being able to tap into my divine feminine, since centering men, the number of women that I've met, not only on this app, but just walking down the street, getting compliments, getting showered with love, and just being around other women who also evoke that abundance mindset has really and truly been beautiful and rewarding. And with that energy, you tend to repel other women who are male-centered. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you just love how the universe works? Because one thing about me, I'm not dealing with that again. I've been the therapist. I've been the go-to person. I've been the one that has to constantly sit across from a male-centered woman and listen to her go on and on and on about how she's a victim of how a man treated her, but then she goes back to him. Like, I cannot do it anymore. If you are a male-centered woman, I rebuke, I repel, send it back like UPS. I'm not doing that again. And look, I get it. There are women out here who have been trifled with, who've been traumatized, who've been hurt, who have been played by the man that they were once involved with. But please, I ask that you do not sulk in that. And I pray and hope that you don't go back to that in terms of what's familiar to you, and perhaps unlock a new level and step into a mindset and into a level that you are not familiar with. Because I find when you step into a zone that you are not familiar with, that is out of your comfort zone, that's where you learn the most about yourself. And you unlock knowledge and facts and feelings about yourself that you have kept suppressed for so long. Like for me on my feminine journey, I've learned that I'm very dynamic. You know, I love to watch Seinfeld. I love to color. I love to paint. I love yoga. I even signed up to become a yoga instructor this fall. Like, I'm reconnecting with things that I once loved that society and the patriarchy didn't allow me to love about myself. Once you decenter yourself from men and from what the patriarchy is expecting you to do and how to be as a woman, is the moment where that energy that you crave, that self-love that you crave, it's going to all come flying to you like butterflies to a garden. Because when you center yourself, when you water yourself, when you nourish yourself, that's when the seeds that you planted begin to grow abundantly and beautifully. And it'll put you around people that are just like you, who are also watering themselves and don't feel the need to constantly uphold a man when they're too busy upholding themselves. And when someone upholds themselves, they're also going to uphold you.
Women who are extremely male-centered are never, have never, and will never be loyal, real.
This one time in college, I was at a house party with my coworkers / friends, and she was in like the process of dating this guy who also was at the house party with his cousins and friends. And I was completely drunk, didn't remember anything, like blackout drunk, and the guy's cousin allegedly tried to have sex with me, and I walked downstairs like crying, and it was like this whole ordeal. And the next day when I woke up and I felt like, oh, something down there, I was like, because you know, after you sleep with someone you can feel like, but I didn't have any like recollection of this, so I was like, what's going on? And I went to my friend and I was like, hey, like, what happened? And she told me about, that's how I knew, like, I came downstairs crying. But after that, like, she was just like, I don't want to be involved with this. I'm not dealing with this. And even when I was like asking her for like his number, so that I could reach out to him and see like what happened. Like why was I crying? Like what did we do? And she refused to give me his number. She was just like, I'm not getting involved with this because I'm not messing up my chances with the guy. And I was so like completely shocked that she just so brazenly said that to me, because I was like, oh, I thought we were friends, you know, we work together, we hang out all the time. And yeah, I had to take myself to the hospital to get myself checked out. Like I didn't take anyone with me because like I felt embarrassed and ashamed. Man, like just really, really disgusting. Like I felt bad. I felt like I ruined our friendship for drinking and kind of, I guess, putting her in a compromising position with her boyfriend at the time or whatever. I felt really, really bad about that. Like I took that so personally. And like a year after that happened, like we were still working together. I wasn't going out with him as much, but we were still working together. And she said to me, you know, you're not going to make me feel bad about this. Like, sorry about what happened to you, but I'm not going to feel like shit about it anymore. And I was just like, wow, okay, well, thanks for letting me know a second time, but whatever. And yeah, that's all that to say. People who are very male-centric and very, very desperate for those relationships and those partnerships and things like that, they will quite literally not give a second thought about you and your safety. Once you are a slight inconvenience to them, you will find out. So yeah.
When will you guys realize that women that are fully obsessed with men are shit friends? They're gonna do you dirty, they're gonna put you in terrible situations for male validation, and they're genuinely just not great girlfriends. They have no morals when it comes to friendship. They don't care about like girl code. Their entire life and like their whole goals are just set on getting male validation and getting male attention and just being with a man constantly. I'm bringing this up because I've had previous friendships that I've had to cut off because of this. But also, a little quick story time. So my friend last night went out with this girl who we both know, but I've just kind of distanced myself because at this point I can quickly see what type of woman you are. And as soon as I like notice that weird obsession with men, I don't even bother. I'm good. But anyways, she's a little more forgiving, I guess. I don't really know, but she didn't really care for that. So she stayed friends with her. And last night, those two girls decided to go out together, right? Just the two of them, mind you, two. So if you leave with two, you come back with two, right? Of course, I already kind of figured this would happen, and I told the girl, but she was just like, oh, but she's nice, like, da-da, and I was like, okay, that's okay. I'm not trying to start a hate train, I'm just letting you know, like, that's the type of vibe I'm getting. But my friend decided to stay friends with her, right? So they go out together last night, just the two of them, and at 2 a.m. I'm getting a call, and my friend is crying, and she's like, you will not believe what this girl did to me. You will not believe the jokes she cracked about me in front of men. You will not believe all this shit she did. And now I'm Ubering home by myself because she left with one of the guys. Yeah, so isn't that crazy? I'm not even on the I told you so type of energy. It's just like, I knew it. I literally know when women are weirdly obsessed with men and they put their friends in weird situations and they don't even consider you a friend. They just consider you like a little pawn that they can just play around with just for Joseph to, you really like her, I guess. I don't know. It's so stupid. I really don't understand it. But this is why I say be selective with your friends and understand when girls have zero goals other than men, when they call you, all they're talking about is their men issues. These women are genuinely insane. Like they need help. They need help at this grown-ass age of 20 years old, and this is the shit you're on. You have no goals, you have no job, you literally just, all you care about is men. So moral of the story is, as a woman, I feel like you should be selective with the people that you're friends with already, but especially be selective with girls that just revolve their entire world around men. Girls that literally will put you in uncomfortable or even dangerous situations, in this case for men. And now my friend's heartbroken because she's like, how could you do that to me? Like, how could she do that to me? And I'm just like, because that's all they care about is getting some penis. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I promise you it's not worth it. And if you're like me and you're like, oh, I can just help this person, like if they find self-love and they have standard, like I'm sure they'll be good. Like, you can try and help them. It's not gonna work, babe. You're wasting your breath, because they'll come to you for advice about a man. You'll give them advice. You'll tell them, stand up, girl, like that man is insane. Because it's not like they're with good men either. These men will do them dirty as hell and they'll still be with that man. But then they'll come to you for advice. You'll give them advice. You'll give them fantastic advice. They'll go do the opposite and then come crying to you again about how they should have listened to you. It's genuinely the most exhausting shit ever. And if you know, you know. Like, I know it may sound like, oh, like maybe I'm the bad friend and I'm not there for them, but you guys, there's no helping. There's no helping. You really just they have to figure that shit out themselves. But until then, don't waste your breath. Don't be friends with those type of girls, because they will do you dirty and they will put you in crazy ass situations like the one that my friend was in last night. And also, like, I'm the type of girl that like wants to like do shit with my friends. Like, I want to start a business. I want to like go to networking events with you. I want to apply for jobs together. I want to help practice interviewing each other. They're not about doing anything career related. They're not about literally doing anything that does not revolve around men or going out, or both. There's just no point in being friends with a person like that. They only bring you down and they only stress you out and they only put you in shit situations. This is my PSA for women that are like that. Please work on your fucking self and have some damn decorum and standard. Jeez. It's exhausting to have a friend like that. Genuinely. It's not even a friend. Like, it's a one-sided friendship too, because you'll do all these things for them. You'll care for them. You'll advise them. Because, you know, like when I'm in a friendship, like I really fully like care for that person. So I'm going to want the best for them. And they'll take, and that's it. Just to do the same shit that they've always been doing. So yeah, this is your reminder to just be selective with the people that you surround yourself with. And when you see a red flag, even in friendship, don't ignore it, because it's there for a reason. And you're not a bitch for being selective about your friends and the people you surround yourself with. You're actually being smart, and it's the right thing to do. Oh yeah, be selective and don't befriend weird ass women that'll put you in uncomfortable ass situations for some peen. It's nasty. Okay, that's all I have to say. I just really needed to rant and get that out of my system, because I've been trying to tell her, I told you, but I won't say it yet. Okay.
Every time I get on TikTok, it's a woman telling other women, wear your nails like this, do this style, wear your nail polish like this, wear a skirt, wear a dress, all to appease men or attract rich. For the love of God, can we stop? Like, when are y'all going to stop being so male-centered? When are y'all going to live your lives simply for you? Like, when are you going to live for you? Like, it has to be exhausting for every day, or for your every single action movement to be centered around men. Or what would this man like? Or I wonder if I go outside wearing this, would a man talk to me, or would a man approach me? Like, y'all been lost the plot, y'all been lost the recipe. Baby, it was never that deep. And this is why y'all don't know yourselves, y'all don't know your own personal styles, y'all don't know how to dress, or this, that, and the third, because you're doing everything for men. Like, get a fucking grip. Like, y'all losing me. Like, are you like, what, bitch? There's no secret to this shit. Just be yourself. A man's gonna come your way regardless. You'll always get who you're destined to be with, or not. Like, girl.
Hey Rich Babes, you have reached the end of this video, so please let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would love to read them. Like, I know we can all really think about several women. I know I can count on a lot of women I know that are male-centered. And it's funny because I grew up and I always was trying to figure out why the males in the family, like the cousins and the brothers, they get a pat on the back, but then, you know, the daughters and the nieces, like, we literally are scorned to death about the littlest things. And it was like, what? And as I grew older and I'm now seeing it, I'm like, what? You guys were male centering? And then also, you know, just seeing so many different behaviors and even including like friends and putting men, before your friends, and even at myself, me being honest. When I was younger, because I grew up in that environment, I was the same way, and I was like, I want a husband, and and that was just the only thing I can ever think of was, having a husband, blah, blah, blah. And it took a nasty marriage for me to literally wake me the fuck up, and so that's why I decided to go on this journey, this self-healing journey for myself. And then now, doing it with all of you, my rich babes, for a glow up, because we're glowing up from all these things that, have been hindering us from becoming the woman that we have been destined to be. And this is one of the topics that we need to talk about. Women that are censoring men can really be dangerous. And yeah, so with that being said, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Comment your thoughts down below. I love to read them. I always try my best to reply to everybody as much as I can. Again, I'm trying to grow this channel, so help a girl out. So I'm Bella Dyor, and I will see you next time, Rich Babes. Until then, see you.